Hello students, I'm Vijaya Joshi from Deccan Education Society's school. Today we are going to learn a very inspirational lesson where the writer has described her own experiences with the different aspects of nature and the wonderful lessons of life she has learned from it. Let us learn Alchemy of Nature by Raksha Bharadia. Let us move to the PowerPoint presentation. Alchemy of Nature by Raksha Bharadia. Raksha Bharadia, a homemaker turned writer, she is now the founder of a relationship website, Bonobology, an interactive platform to discuss and resolve modern-day relationships. Born in Kolkata, Raksha studied political science at the Loreto College. Not even in her wildest dreams did Raksha think that she would be a writer. After marriage, she moved to Ahmedabad and spent 5 years of her life as a homemaker. The turning point came when Raksha was asked to write down what she wanted to become on a piece of paper at a self-development workshop she was attending. Raksha went about doing in-depth research and interviewed personalities such as Vikram Chandra, M.F. Hussain, Pandit Jasraj, Mahesh Bhatt, Kiran Bedi, Birju Maharaj, and Zora Saigal to put up the book together. All her hard work paid off when her book got published by Rupa and Company in 2006. Around the same time, she was approached by the Chicken Soup series to become the editor for the India series. He went on to edit and compile 13 titles for them between 2008 to 2012. Apart from writing her own books, Raksha also wrote screenplay and short stories for the show Lakhon Mein Ek, which was aired on Star Plus. These are some of the famous books by Raksha Bharadia: Chicken Soup for the Indian Entrepreneur's Soul, Immersive Narratives of 10 Cancer Winners, Roots and Wings, a handbook for parents, All and Nothing. These are some of the editions of Chicken Soup. Chicken Soup for Indian Soul, for Indian Fathers, for Indian Armed Forces. And the last but not the least, Me, a handbook for life. Let us see what is the theme of the lesson. This is an inspiring and motivational lesson where the narrator describes her close experiences with different aspects of nature and the wonderful lessons in life she has learned from it. Nature is the backdrop of our life, isn't it? Natural beauty, gardening, appreciating flowers, and natural beauty, being in nature with wild animals, even trekking, it all does something for us. When we are in nature, we are in touch with a deeper part of ourselves. The energy we get from nature helps us to transform ourselves. And this transformation is alchemy of nature. Yes, this is very true. The energy that we get from nature definitely helps us to transform ourselves. And that energy, that transformation is called as the alchemy of nature. Now you must be wondering what the meaning of alchemy. The word alchemy in the Middle Ages meant the changing of base metal into gold, something far more precious. And there are n number of things that we can learn from nature. Nature teaches us that nothing is impossible. Nature also teaches us that problems are not permanent. Be humble and persistent in our work. Gratitude and appreciation, taking pleasure in simple things, these are all the things which nature teaches us. The writer begins her lesson by quoting the lines from William Blake's famous and long poem, Auguries of Innocence. The poem reflects the same idea which writer wants to convey through her article. There are so many things that we can learn from nature. In our busy schedule, we have forgotten to enjoy the beauty of nature. We are in so much hurry to reach our destination, our goal, that we forget to enjoy the journey or process. It is rightly said, the beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Now, as I said, the writer begins her article by quoting the poetry from William Blake. Now, who was William Blake? He was an English poet. The poem Auguries of Innocence was written in 1803. Auguries means prediction, a prediction of good or bad things in future. And nature is one of the major themes of his poem. Let us begin with the lesson. To see a world in a grain of sand and a heaven in a wild flower. Hold infinity in the palm of your hand and eternity in an hour. By William Blake. Something as tiny as a grain of sand can spark off an idea or imagination of a huge significance to the world. One can witness and experience the beauty of heaven in something as small as wildflower and derive joy forever. Only one should have the eyes and time to see it. Infinity is endless space, but your small palm can hold the destiny of earth through your efforts. Eternity is endless time, but just an hour in your life can make a difference to the world forever. Great deeds can surpass the limits of time and space. They never die. The idea of seeing the world as a grain of sand is quite an amazing. Think of the world as one, just one. William Blake had used metaphorical language here, where he further describes that heaven is like a wildflower, much bigger and much prettier than the world. But here, it's a hidden meaning that you can create a heaven on this earth. And how you're going to create it? Yes, you guessed it right. You should have eyes, you should have vision to see it. You should have vision to find out pleasure even in small things. Even the smallest thing in nature can bring huge significance to the world. Students, here I would like to give you an example of Newton, who was sitting under an apple tree when he was bonked on the head by a falling piece of fruit. In the 17th century, that aha moment encouraged him to come up with his law of gravity. Now, what do you mean by hold infinity? Can infinity fit in the palm of your hand? Certainly not. Infinity is endless time. Time is endless. But surely your destiny is in your hand. When the poet says, hold infinity, can infinity fit in the palm of your hand? He wants to tell us that your future is in your hand. It is up to you how you utilize your time. It is up to you how you hold precious moments of your life. Great deeds can surpass. The meaning of surpass, it means to go beyond. We still remember the work done by great persons like Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Even though they are not with us in this world, we still remember them. We still remember the great work done by them. Their deeds had gone beyond the limits of time and space. हिंदी में हम कहेंगे मर के भी अमर हो गए. We instinctively turn to outdoor activities and nature as a way of relaxing and enhancing our well-being. Nature soothes and nurtures. Nature fulfills and motivates. Nature whispers and commands. Are you listening? When I do, it leaves me in complete awe. We have a hibiscus plant in our garden. Every fortnight, a flower blooms on it, big, bright, and tender. Through the day, it smiles with the sun and dances with the wind. But as evening approaches, it starts wilting. The morning after, it withers completely. The morning after, it withers completely. And by evening, it falls and becomes one with the earth again. The flower comes to the life only for a day, yet it does so in full splendor. What if we too lived our life, however short, but to the fullest? The moment we turn to outdoor activities, nature makes us happy. No doubt about it. Nature makes us happy, nature makes us contented, satisfied. The best example is bright flowers makes us happy. Also makes us comfortable and calm. After a long and tiring day, just take a walk in a garden. The greenery around us, trees around us definitely make us feel calm and comfortable. Nature also nurtures. When the writer says nature soothes and nurtures, soothes means to ease, to comfort, to make someone calm, and nurtures means to encourage or to cherish. Nature also nurtures us means motivates us. Each and everything in nature teaches us something. For example, big mountains teach us to be motivated and encourage us to face any problems in life courageously. Trees teach us the quality of being humble and kind. River teaches us to be persistent, to do hard work. Nature whispers and commands. Nature speaks softly with us and commands us, controls us. And students, I'm sure this pandemic situation is the best example of how nature has taken control over us. When the writer is saying, "Are you listening?" she's asking us question. It means one must listen to the nature. And further, the writer says that when she listens to the nature, nature leaves her in complete wonder, complete amazement, in a great amazement. Nature captivates the writer. Nature leaves her completely spellbound. Further, she gives us the example of hibiscus flower. Hibiscus flower teaches us how to live life. Even though it is short, the flower teaches us to be optimistic, to be cheerful. The flower comes to life only for a day, yet it makes the most of the day by living its short life in full splendor. Splendor, it means great beauty that attracts attention or appreciation. So the hibiscus flower comes to life only for a day, yet it makes the most of the day by living its short life in full splendor, great beauty. Even though life is short, make it worth. Live to the fullest. We went to a rocky beach and saw the spread of the majestic ocean and the rocks alongside, carved, sculpted, and shaped by the water. Water is so gentle, rock is so hard. Yet, as the water flows over it every day for years, the rock gives in. It takes the shape that the water commands. Our problems are so colossal and we are so small. Yet, if we persist, here the writer asking us question, yet if we persist, what will happen? We saw small bits of grass peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement. It left us thinking. However impossible things may look, there is always an opening. See the meanings of the hard words or the phrases. Majestic, it means impressive. Sculpted, it means create or form into a particular shape. Colossal, it means extremely large. Persist, it means to try or to continue to do something in a very determined way. And pavement, it is a hard flat area at the side of a road for people to walk. Rock and water, these two aspects of nature, teach us to accept change and adjust according to the situation. First, we'll take the example of water. Water, with its gentleness, changes its form according to the dictates of the sun and the wind. Then rocks, being so hard, it takes the shape given by water. If we compare water and rock, water is more stronger. Surprised? Yes, students, if we compare water and rock, water is more stronger. It makes the hard rock soft with its patience and perseverance. In the same way, even though our problems are colossal, extremely large, even though our problems are colossal, extremely large, don't give up. Be persistent. Means try to overcome your problems with your continuous hard work. And how? In a determined way. Nothing is impossible in life if we are determined. Another example writer gives us of a small bits of grass that peeping through the small cracks in a concrete pavement that teach us that nothing is impossible to achieve with your positive attitude and hard work. You can change the world. You can start from scratch and can achieve great success. Many great industrialists and businessmen are the best example of this. If the one door closes, another door brings us opportunities. And students, try to turn your opportunities and challenges into your success. We saw a tree bare of all leaves in the cold winter months. We thought its chapter was over. But 3 months passed. Spring set in, and the tree was back to its green majesty once again, full of leaves, flowers, birds, and life. What if we too had the conviction that however difficult things are right now, it will not remain so forever. Remember, this too shall pass. Bare, it means having removed or uncovered, empty. Chapter was over. The meaning of this phrase, it means dead. Set in means begin. Majesty, impressive and attractive quality that someone has. And conviction means strong or firm belief. In cold winter season, tree becomes bare of all leaves and we think that now it's dead. But after 3 months, as the spring season begins, the tree is back to its green majesty, laden with fruits, flowers, and leaves. It attracts birds. It begins with its new chapter of life. In the same way, if we have a strong and firm belief that however things are difficult right now, it will not remain so forever. This time will also pass. We shall definitely overcome this tough time. There are people around us who get demotivated due to circumstances or the situation and take some drastic steps. But believe me, our willpower and faith on us will help us to overcome any situation. I'm sure students, you must have heard the song Hum Honge Kamayab Ek Din. We shall overcome. Yes, that's the perfect example. Let us move on to the last part of the lesson where the writer further gives us more examples through which we can learn something. We saw an army of ants lugging a fly which was at least 10 times the ant size. The ants organized themselves around the fly, lifted it on a frail feelers and carried it to quite a distance. Their teamwork and perseverance were impressive. What if we too are consistent, organized, focused? Spider webs are delicate, yet very strong. A rainbow colors the entire sky. Oysters take in a grain of sand, they open up with a pearl. Innumerable stars shine across the infinite sky. Clouds take new shapes with every passing moment. The wind makes trees dance with unhindered passion. Water, without hint of ego, changes its form according to the dictates of the sun and the wind. When we see a caterpillar turn into a butterfly, a flower turn into a fruit, we experience the alchemy of nature. We touch it and become gold ourselves. Another best example of perseverance is ants. An army of ants pulling a fly which was at least 10 times the ant size. How they do this? In their organized and focused way. It means a planned and systematic way. Definitely, we should learn great teamwork and constant efforts even though there are obstacles in our way. We need to be planned. We need to be focused towards our work, towards our goal. Even though there are problems in our way, in our life, try to find solutions rather than crying over it. The next example is of spider, rainbow, oyster, and innumerable stars. These all are the aspects of nature that teach us to be optimistic and have faith and strong belief on our abilities. Even though spider webs are very delicate, they are very strong. They teach us to believe in ourselves, to believe in our own power. A rainbow is very small in front of the huge, infinite sky, but still covers the entire sky with its beautiful colors. In the same way, even in the bad times of our life, try to spread happiness like a rainbow. Whatever the situation may be, whatever the days may be, happy or sad, try to spread happiness like a rainbow. Through the example of an oyster, we learn that there is a magical power in nature that can change things dramatically. Oyster makes the best use of time and opportunity and turns that opportunity into a success. Even innumerable stars, many stars, makes the sky more beautiful. Clouds teach us to adjust according to situation. Wind teaches us to spread happiness without being boastful. Water teaches us to let go our ego. As water changes its form according to the dictates of the sun and the wind, same way, do not make your life miserable due to your ego. Be humble, be kind, be adjustable. At the last, writer wants to tell us that even the smallest thing in nature, maybe a caterpillar that changing into a butterfly, or maybe a flower that turning into a fruit, we experience the greatest happiness of nature. Nature has that magical power which turns a small person like you and me into the one he or she wishes. The one touches the nature and we become gold ourselves. So being in nature, we can learn so many things that our life becomes more meaningful, more precious like gold. We experience satisfied and contented life in nature. When the writer says we touch it and become gold ourselves, it means we experience happiness which can't be measured. Our life becomes more meaningful. We can find the inner me. When we are in nature, the energy that comes from the nature definitely helps us to transform ourselves. Yes, students, this is very right that the energy that comes from nature helps us to transform ourselves. Yes, students, let us see some of the exercises from the textbook. The writer has very positively described the different things in nature, like for example, rainbow, what special feature it has, like cheerfulness, it colors the entire sky, and what value we have learned, like we must spread happiness, brighten our surrounding. Caterpillar turns into a butterfly, patience is a special feature, and what value we have learned, accept the changes, or there is always a bright and beautiful future ahead. Hibiscus, optimism, however short life, live to the fullest. Water, special feature, determination, gentle but persistent. Go on trying new things in life. Be humble and leave your ego. Rocks, obedient, adapt to situation. Be humble and adjustable. These are the values we learn from rocks. Clouds, take new shape. Be adaptable to change. That's the value learned from clouds. And last but not the least, ants, that part of nature, special feature, hardworking and persistent. And what value we have learned from ants? That never give up attitude in our life. Strive for excellence. Work hard to achieve your goal. Oyster, this is one of my favorite example from the lesson. An oyster turns a grain of sand into a pearl. This shows us the alchemy and majesty of nature. Nature leaves us in a complete awe. It teaches us that nothing is impossible in this world if we wish. It also teaches us that life gives us many opportunities. Convert those opportunities into success through your hard work. Accept challenges for best version of you. And in a true sense, it is the alchemy of nature. That magical powers transform us something new. Students, you must have observed through various aspects of nature, writer has motivated us. She has given the message to be motivated, to be planned, to be focused, and to be organized. That's correct. That's the alchemy of nature. Thank you.